weeks of back and forth and court battles, Missourians will have a say over abortion rights this November.
In the last hour, the Secretary of State certified the November ballot. This means everything is said and done. No more changes will be happening.
First Alert 4's Russell Kinsaw is in the newsroom for us now, tracking the legal battle that ended in the state's highest court.
Hey guys, this was down to the wire. A hard deadline of 5 p.m. to have the ballot finalized. And as complex as the issues seem to be, the Supreme Court moved quickly to come to the decision that voters will get to decide on an abortion constitutional amendment in November.
I mean, this is such good precedent. The fact that the court issued a letter today saying that the Secretary of State cannot throw us off the ballot, this perfects direct democracy and the People's Access to Democracy moving forward in our state.
The Missouri Supreme Court heard from both sides on the issue this morning during about 45 minutes of oral arguments. It was an appeal of a judge's ruling Friday. Now, that judge ruled that the ballot measure failed to state which laws would be overturned. Well, today, the Supreme Court overturned that ruling, telling Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft to take all steps necessary to ensure the measure was on the ballot. Critics of the amendment call it too broad and too vague.
Our laws are being circumvented by this Amendment 3 that says that it's about abortion, when in fact it's about a whole myriad of other things.
So yesterday, Ashcroft issued a statement saying that he had decertified the ballot measure. But the Supreme Court said today that that had no effect since it came after the deadline for certifying ballot measures. Live in the newsroom, Russell Kinsaw, First Alert 4.
All right, Russell, thank you.